Hey, look, a lot of you all have been wondering how to get more shows as an artist, and this is part 2 to this series. We're going to keep this one going. I think a lot of you all have been showing interest. I'm going to slow it down, and we're going to keep this series going. So find out how to get more shows as an artist, all right? On the Music Money Makeover Show. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. My name is Casey Graham. Thank you so much for coming back and watching this episode. And if you are finding this from the Explore page, please watch for a few minutes. And if you decide this isn't for you, hey, be gone. But if you do, make sure you like and comment and subscribe, because I'm pretty sure you're going to have some questions. And also, while you're down below subscribing, don't forget to hit the description and download the Profit Maximization Checklist and the Musician's Guide to Self-Publishing #1 down below. #2 is on the way. So look, hey, let's jump into today's show. This one is about how to get more shows as an artist. Last week, we focused on the open mics and who would be at the open mics, people to talk to, getting the fans from the open mics. I think there's one thing I didn't touch on from last week, and you can watch that show right here. Here's the eye right there, is the DJ. All right, the DJ is, or whoever's playing that music, is a key factor to your arsenal when it comes to building the base, the hard ticket sale base. And I'm going to do an episode just on hard ticket sales, and that'll be coming soon. But the base, right? If you can get to that DJ and you talk to that DJ after the performance and they like your stuff, they can then also recommend you to other DJs or other promoters, because the DJ is always in the space of trying to get more shows as well. So if you're rocking with the DJ, if the artist has a DJ, then you're in an even better space than an artist who doesn't. Now, this is coming from electronic artists and singers and rappers and stuff like that, not more so much the band side of things. This is mainly for the solo artists without any backline treatment. Okay, so don't forget about the DJ. Network with the DJs at the open mics. Now, look, to pick up from last week's episode as well, we're gonna jump into the doing shows with like artists. So in order to transition out of that open mic phase, we have to consider these like artists. Like I said last week, we were comparing UGK with Lil Jon. If we put them together on a ticket, it would work. Or if we did, like back in the late 80s, early 90s, if we did Miami bass and Atlanta shake dance music, we would put them together, those artists together on a ticket, and it would sell. All right, so if we had Uncle Luke, the 69 Boys, and the Splack Pack, it would have worked, right? And you know, it just works that way. If we do blues rock with rock, it works. The subgenre has to match the main genre. All right, and the subgenre is where you get your like artists from. All right, so if we have the main genre in the middle, we have the subgenre here. All right, now, so to get out of that jargon, we want to find the people that are doing shows with at least anywhere from 100 to 300 hard ticket sales. Hard ticket sales are getting people in the door, paying money to come see you. All right, it's not the easiest thing to do. That is why it's called hard ticket sales, and we want to get more of those. In order to do that, we must do combined shows with like artists. All right, so that means that as an artist, you should get together with another artist that's relatably like you, and then come together, pool some money in, and go get a 100-seat venue or a small venue to bring people in to see you at this venue. Okay. There's a lot of tactics underneath, a lot of logistics underneath this, but if you can do this properly, you will start to see your fan base grow organically. People will start to talk about you in the streets, and that's where you want people to talk about you. So we need hard ticket sales, okay? Now, let's jump into the second point. If we can get the hard ticket sales within our local base, then we must go regional with it. And regional, I like to say, is anywhere from 0, which would be local, to about 300 mile radius outside of your local market. All right. So for me, I like to compare in Atlanta, Georgia, in the U.S., because I know a lot of you all are watching from outside of the U.S. In Atlanta, a regional market would be Chattanooga, Tennessee. Anything that's happening in these smaller cities, people want to be a part of whatever's going on that night. So if there's a hip hop function that's going on and it's the only thing that's happening that night, you better believe that everybody who loves hip hop music is going to be there. So in the smaller regional markets, the fanship will be concentrated around a certain venue. And if you bring your A game to these performances, all right, people are going to love you. So when you get together with like artists and say, hey, look, do you have a fan base that you can at least bring in 50 people to this venue? I'm going to do my hardest to promote in your city to bring people out to this venue, and then let's collaborate together. Maybe get two people. Maybe get two people in that city that can come together and do a show. So you have all three of you all and one person from another city, and you open up since you're not local, and then you let the others do their thing. And then you all can share fan bases together. You can sell some merch. You can get, more followers, all types of stuff. So this is what you want to do from a regional perspective. Once you've garnered enough attention in your local market, go regional. All right, point number 3. Point number 3 is if you've done all this work to get your hard ticket sales on your own, right? Promoters will be at every venue, all right? Last week I talked about the talent booker a little bit, but they're there at these smaller venues. They speak to the bigger promoters, and I've said this time and time again, but they do, okay? And you can become a bigger opener. Not only a local opener to bigger acts that are bigger than you, but you can become an opener to a bigger act that may want to take you on the road. So let's say you have an artist who is just signed to a record company and they need an opener. They have a lot more buzz than you, but they're not A-list yet. They're maybe like C/B list, all right? And they need an opener for a regional market. If you're the hottest one in your regional market, they're coming to you. So they're gonna be looking online like, okay, who's your manager, your contact, but outside of that, how often do you perform? What's your numbers looking like? They're gonna check, and call around and say, hey, who's doing hard ticket sales in this place or that place? They're gonna call around to these venues, the main venues that people perform at, to say, hey, this artist is good, that artist is good. All right? There are bigger promoters in your city that bring in the big acts. If you can get in with the guys that bring in the big acts and say, hey, can you please let us open? All right, and you show proof that, hey, this is what I've done. I've done this, that. Here's a video of my performance. This is what it looks like. This is what I do. This is how many people I've been bringing to the shows. Can you please put me on with this bigger act? They will be more than likely willing to say yes because you put in all the legwork on the ground. So I know a lot of you all don't get, like, once you've done the open mic, you don't know where to go from there. Once you've done the shows here or there, you don't know where to go. You're doing, in a sense, with your online pages, what people used to do back in the day called an EPK, all right? And you want this EPK to go out to the promoters so that you can get bigger shows, all right? That's the whole point of this. Once you're done with the small stages, you gotta go bigger, which means you have to run a business. You have to collect your data. You have to show proof of all of this. You have to show that you can garner this fan base and take it bigger. And then when you put that in front of someone and they see what you've done, and they see how you perform and how professional you are, then you can now get more shows and better shows. And then I guarantee you, when you make it to this step of being the bigger opener and you hit these regional markets and you do well, they say, hey, you got to come national with us. Or your record deal may be sitting right there at that regional opener or bigger opener moment right there. Anyway, hey, look, make sure you download the Profit Maximization Checklist or the Musician's Guide to Self-Publishing #1, or just download them both right below. Make sure you hit subscribe and like, and then make sure you also drop a comment, because I know you all have questions. I will answer those questions. And actually, a lot of these shows are actually coming from your questions. So, hey, make sure you drop those down below. Anyway, I will see you all next week. Peace.